People across the country are celebrating Juneteenth today. The holiday commemorates the day in 1865 when the last enslaved people found out they were free 2 years after the Emancipation Proclamation. Now, 2 years since President Biden signed a law making Juneteenth a federal holiday, how is the country marking the occasion? Leading historian of African-American slavery and U.S. emancipation, Barbara Krauthammer, joins me now for more. Barbara, thank you for coming on. At least 28 states and the District of Columbia are legally recognizing Juneteenth as a public holiday today. That's according to the Pew Research Center. So how does that process work? Who makes the call?
To recognize the state as the holiday, state legislatures made those decisions. And then we know that President Biden signed it into law as a federal holiday. And it's a wonderful holiday that marks the real importance of the extension of those American ideals of freedom and equality to all Americans after the Civil War.
What were the early Juneteenth celebrations like?
Sure. So early Juneteenth celebrations began in the 1870s, just a few years after the Civil War ended in 1865. Black communities in Texas and the surrounding area, you're seeing a picture here from Austin, Texas, would get together. Churches, fraternal organizations, schools, community groups would pool their resources. They would organize political speeches by local Black community leaders, would encourage people to think about politics, think about their civil rights. Then there would be parades and celebrations. So it was partially an educational and community activism event. And then it was also just an event for community gathering and celebration of the end of slavery and freedom. There'd be parades, barbecues, music, and a time for people to socialize and really exercise their rights as free people.
So, Barbara, what does it mean to now have this as a federal holiday?
I think it's just a spectacular recognition of the end of slavery and the history of slavery in our country. And it's a recognition that 4 million African Americans were held as property and not recognized as people until the end of the Civil War. And so now this is a real confirmation of the extension of those early revolutionary ideals of equality and liberty for all. So I think it's a really wonderful milestone in our nation's history.
And what more do you think needs to be done? And how can people who've never celebrated Juneteenth participate this year?
So for people who are interested in learning about Juneteenth, there's a lot that people can find online, probably in their own communities. The Smithsonian Museum of African American History and Culture has great resources online. Local African American organizations such as the NAACP have resources online, local schools and universities. So people can find out what's happening in their own communities. People can find out more about the history. There are wonderful books and resources that people can order and read, or go to your public library and ask about. So I think there are a lot of resources available in the community. And I think this is a great opportunity for people to learn about the country's African-American history, the roles African-Americans played in the nation, and the real importance of Black freedom in our nation. And I think, you know, the struggle continues to ensure full access to voting rights, full economic rights, and full social equality in our country.
All right, Barbara Krauthammer. Barbara, thanks so much for coming on. We appreciate it, and happy Juneteenth to you.
Thank you. My pleasure.
Hi, everyone. George Stephanopoulos here. Thanks for checking out the ABC News YouTube channel. If you'd like to get more videos, show highlights, and watch live event coverage, click on the right over here to subscribe to our channel. And don't forget to download the ABC News app for breaking news alerts. Thanks for watching.